Annette asks, do I need to pay someone to edit or can I do it myself? And the answer is yes and yes. Yes, you can do it yourself, and yes, you need to pay someone to edit it. Here's why. I recently wrote a book with a doctor called Telemedicine Confidential. I was going to ghostwrite it for him, but I gave so much myself into it and turned his boring Q&A and into really a mini novel with good guys and bad guys and heroes and villains and characters that evolved and changed, and it was a lot of fun. So it's sort of like a business fable that you read, like the 1 Minute Manager or Who Moved My Cheese, but we made it about telemedicine. So I wrote the manuscript, and then I edited on the screen, and then I printed it out and edited it, and then I ran it through one of those text to voice recognition programs and edited it again, and each time I found errors. Then I showed it to my wife, who is a professional proofreader, and I paid her, and she found many more errors. Then I showed it to my client, and he found a couple of errors, and he showed it to his wife, and she found a couple of errors. So now we have 6, 7, 8 reviews of this, and we thought we finally caught it all. So we hired a person to do the audiobook version, and she read it, and she found 12 more errors. So I tell you, you cannot edit your own work. Like, yes, it's important to edit your own work because you want to get it as clean as possible, but you're not going to find everything. That's the way the mind works. The mind sees what it wants to see. So if you have the word that twice next to each other, you know it's wrong, but your eye doesn't see it because it's not expecting to see it there. And it works in reverse too. You might have dropped the word the or a or and your brain thinks it should be there, so it sees it as there even though it isn't. And I tell you, there are very few grammar checker programs out there that can find these kinds of errors. So yes, you want to read it yourself. Yes, you want to read it on screen. You want to print it out. You want text to voice recognition. Then you want another person to see it. You want other grammar checkers to read through it. Grammarly and Hemingway are two of the best known programs, but I've also discovered dozens of others, and I'll be talking about those in my new book, which will be coming out 2 or 3 or 4 months or so, maybe say January, which will talk about free writing tools for authors. That's a tentative name right now. And I'm discovering all these wonderful tools out there for readability scores and grammar and thesauruses and dictionaries and things that you wouldn't think you would need because Microsoft Word has them built in. Well, that's like the kindergarten version. I'm finding some programs that are like on steroids and can really, really improve your writing. So yes, you do need to pay someone to edit your book. And I've seen ranges of prices between a penny and 3 cents a word. So if you're writing a 20,000 word book, it'll be about $600. So it ain't cheap. And then you want to get someone else to review your book after you've made all of those changes, because another person, another set of eyes is going to find more errors. And that's just the way it is. So you want to keep it as clean as possible, and that takes a village. So thanks, Annette.